Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to proceed with the evidence from the state.
Okay. Agent Seacrist, what did Mr. Bryan say to you in your interview with him on May 13th regarding the moments when he left his driveway? If you can turn to page 25 of the May 13th statement, lines 18 into page 26, line 19.
Mr. Bryan stated, and you know, for whatever stupid reason again, I mean, there's going to be some reasons here that I don't understand why I did it. I jumped out in the road from my driveway at about the same time he got there. I asked, so did you like straight out? Mr. Bryan responded, yeah. So I asked, so you didn't go left or right, you just kind of went straight. Mr. Bryan responded, straight, well maybe a tad to the left. I asked, angled a little bit? Mr. Bryan responded, just a tad. I said, okay, and why did you pull out and angle it to the left like that? Mr. Bryan responded, I guess so I could see. I said, okay, and what did you see? Mr. Bryan responded, and I'm thinking at this point, you know, I mean, it's running through my mind at this point, try to get a picture. I said, okay. Mr. Bryan said, but I hadn't got my phone out, I don't believe at this point. I said, okay. Mr. Bryan responded, all right, what did I see? I seen him run right, straight in front of my truck. I asked, around the hood? Mr. Bryan responded, around the hood, through the ditch.
Okay. So at any point as he's describing going from his driveway to Burford Road, did Mr. Bryan ever say that he tried to force Mr. Arbery into the ditch in front of his house?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did he at any point say he tried to block him?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, did you talk to Mr. Bryan about the circumstances surrounding his belief that Mr. Arbery tried to get into his truck somehow?
I did.
Okay. So I want to turn your attention to page 28, line 20, starting from the word he, into page 29, line 14. And if you can just read that, I'm sorry.
Mr. Bryan said, he was just down there low, not in the road. He comes up out of there at about the time we get around a tree, and we got really close to each other. I pull on past him, and this is another one where I'm really fuzzy at, man. But the only one neighbor that, and at the time I don't remember if I knew his name or not, but there is a neighbor, Tommy, up there, and I angled up into his drive with kind of like a mailbox there. All right, I don't know what the hell I was doing there, all right, because at about that point I realized I'm in front of him. He's behind me. My windows are down. I said, uh-huh. Mr. Bryan continued, all right, and he's coming. So I backed up to try to get straight, and at that point he's on me. He's coming. He's on me. And I'm just like, man, I got to get out of here. So, I mean, I think I put it in drive or whatever at that point. I'm trying to haul ass, and he's on my door with his hands at the door handle. I hit gas, you know, keeping in mind, I'm not trying to swing the boards out the back, you know.
So, in him describing that incident to you, at any point did Mr. Bryan say he tried to corner Ahmaud?
No, ma'am.
At any point did he say he tried to cut him off, or he had cut him off real good?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, in your statement, in your interview with him, did you confront Mr. Bryan about using the word block in his previous statement to the police officers versus what he told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what did he say? And I'll turn your attention to page 26, I'm sorry, page 33. So it starts at line 11. line 11 to line 15 for now.
Okay. I said, were you trying to, because I think in your original statement, and again, I'm not trying to pin you down, I'm just going back because I have to listen to it all. You talk about trying to box him in and do different things. Were you?
Okay, and go ahead and read from line 16 through 19.
Mr. Bryan responded, I figured if I slowed him down and got a picture, that maybe something would happen in the end, other than just him getting away and cops not knowing who he was.
Okay, and go ahead and read to lines 25.
I responded, so then that kind of makes me want to ask, why did the cops need to know? Mr. Bryan responded, because I figured he had done something wrong. I didn't know for sure. I said, okay, what made you think that he might have done something wrong?
And flipping the page, lines 1 and 2.
Mr. Bryan responded, it was just instinct, man. I don't know.